Hello everyone, welcome to Productivity Central, and today we will be building this beautiful inventory management application which is entirely cloud-based, and the front end is PowerApps and the back end we will be using for this would be SharePoint List. And in this we have four options which are really helpful for companies. We have dashboard, where you can see which items are in storage. So over here we have 6 items which are laptops which are in storage, and we have 1 keyboard which is in storage. And you can see how much value these products hold which are in storage and which are decommissioned, which are deployed. And next we have all items, where you can see your entire database and you can search your entire database even if you have more than 500 items. You might know that PowerApps has default value set for rows to 500. I will show you a method during this video where you can have more than 500 items. You can even have 50,000, you can even have 100k items in your database, and you can search them very easily. And from here you can add new items, and we have added this functionality for the barcode scanner where you can scan the items directly, as this feature will be very helpful for the field technicians. When they go from one building to the other, they can just scan the items from their mobile phone and the information will be entered into the SharePoint list, and the inventory admin can easily access all the information, and it is so easy to manage. And apart from this, if we head back to the dashboard, over here we have a direct option where you can scan a barcode and you can enter the information over here. Apart from this, we have added a new button over here for directly contacting the vendor. You can email the vendor and send them the new list of items that you want to be ordered. Alright, without wasting any time, let's get started. We will be building this application in 4 simple steps. In the first step, we will create the SharePoint list and we will connect the Power App to it. In the second step, we will add 2 screens for the dashboard and the contact screen. In the third step, we will add some very helpful functionality for the barcode scanner, and we will set up the search function, and I will show you how to overcome the 500 row limit in PowerApps. And in the last step, we will customize the Power App. In the first step, let's start creating our backend, which in our case is SharePoint List. All we have to do is just be on our home page and click on new, and over here click on list, and from over here click on from Excel. I already have an Excel datasheet and I will be basically connecting this to our SharePoint list. So I'll click on Excel, click on upload file, I'll select the file and click on open. I will click on next, and I'll name my list over here, and I will name it as inventory, and I will click on create. Alright, so our backend is ready. Now let's connect it to our front end, which is the PowerApps. So let's click on integrate over here, and over here click on PowerApps and click on create an app. Alright, once you have named your app, just click on create. PowerApp is an amazing low-code, no-code platform where you can build beautiful applications. Alright, so PowerApps has already created for us 3 screens. So this is the main screen of all the inventory, and this is the details screen where you can edit and delete, and the third screen is where you can add new data or new items. So the first thing that we are going to do is rename all the screens. So first one is my screen number 1. And for the detail screen, I will rename it as screen number 2. And for my third screen, I'll name it as screen number 3. In the next step, we will be adding 3 screens. The first screen will be for our home page. The second screen will be for dashboard, and the third screen will be for the contact screen. So on the top left hand corner, click on new screen and select a blank screen. So let's rename this as home, and let's add 2 more screens. Alright, and let's rename these 2 as screen 4 and screen 5. Alright, and I'll take the home screen to the very top. So I'll just click on these 3 dots and click on move up. So now the first one is the home screen, then I have 5 more screens. Alright, perfect. So now let's start building our home screen. Alright, on the home screen, let's start adding items. So on the top left hand corner, click on Insert and click on Button. And now let's resize this button. So just drag and stretch the button accordingly, and I'll bring it over here, and I'll copy this button and I'll paste it 3 times so that we have 4 buttons in total. Now I'll arrange them side by side, and now once I have arranged all the 4 buttons, I'll select all 4 of them. So I'll just click on it and press the Control key on my keyboard, and on the right hand corner, let's change the color of this text from white to black, and let's also change the color of the button from blue to white. And over here on the right hand corner, you see this vertical align, change from middle, let's change that to bottom. Alright, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to change the border color, and we will change the border radius. So let's click on the first button, and press the Control key on your keyboard, and let's select all the 4 buttons. And over here on the right hand corner, change the border value from 2 to 5. So when we click on this, it will provide us this option. So we will remove this and we will put a custom color. So just make sure this border color is highlighted, and just type color value, and then you can just enter the value of the color that you want. So in my case, I have selected this specific color. Once we have done that, what we can do is we can change the border radius. Right now all the 4 buttons are highlighted. We will change the border radius from 10 to 40. Once we have done that, just click anywhere on your screen. Perfect. So now we have our 4 buttons. Now what we will do is we will add an image over here, and we will bring 4 icons in each of these buttons and a logo. In order to do that, on the left hand side, click on Media, and over here I have brought all my icons. What you can do is you can just click on Upload, and you can bring all the icons from your computer. So let's bring in the main image, and I will resize this. I'll just drag it and move it to the corners. Alright, so the image is set. Now I will bring in all the icons for my buttons. So this is the icon for the dashboard. So you can bring you can select your custom icons by going into icons and then selecting the icons from over here. I have my custom icons, so that's why I have uploaded these icons, but you have the option to select the icons from over here. And now let me bring in the remaining 3. Alright, so this is the last icon, and now I have all my 4 icons and I have the image on the home screen. Now what we're going to do is we're going to change this text on the buttons. So in order to do that, just select the button, and on the right hand side on the text, just change it to, so in my case I am changing this to dashboard. So in the same way, I will change the text for the remaining 3 buttons. Alright, perfect. So I have changed the text. Now what I'll do is I'll bring in a logo over here, and I'll bring in a label. In order to bring in label, on the top, make sure you have clicked on Insert and click on Label, and bring this over here on the bottom and just resize this accordingly. And I will bring an icon over here. So I will bring it from my media, and I will resize this accordingly, and I will change the text. I will click on this, and on the right hand side I'll just remove this text and I will change it to the app's name, and I'll change the font size from 21. I'll change this to 30, and I'll change the font weight from normal, I'll change it to bold, and now I'll resize this accordingly. And I will also change the alignment, text alignment to middle. So let me arrange it. Alright, perfect. So our home screen is ready. Now let's start working on our next screen. So click on this tree view and our home screen is ready. So let's minimize this. Our screen 1, screen 2 and screen 3 are already ready. This is the benefit of using PowerApps. It's an amazing low code, no code platform where it performs half of the work for you. Alright, so now let's start working on the remaining screens. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually bring in one more screen. So on the top, click on new screen and click on email. And what I'll do is I'll just remove one of the screens. So I'll just remove screen number 5 and I'll rename this new screen as screen number 5. Alright, perfect. So this is the email screen. So over here we're gonna change the text from email to email vendor. So from here we can actually search the persons who are in our email list, and we can send them an email directly. This screen is already pre-configured, so you don't need to do much. The next thing that you can do is just resize this and bring the text alignment to middle. Alright, perfect. So once you have done that, now let's start working on our last screen, which is the dashboard. Alright, so let's start creating our dashboard. So over here, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to click on label and I'm going to bring it over here. And I'm going to resize this so that it fits the edges. And over here on the right hand side, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the color to purple, and I'll change the text color from black to white. And in order to do that, just over here, just select this and click on white, and I'll change the text alignment from left to middle, and I'll change this text from over here and I'll change it to dashboard. Alright, perfect. So now what we're going to do is we're going to be bringing in the dashboards, and these are the dashboards. You can either bring in the charts from here, and if you have a Power BI report, like in my case I already have a Power BI report, so I'm just gonna select Power BI tile and I'm gonna bring it over here. So once I have resized this, over here on the right hand side, just select your workspace, and in the dashboard select the dashboard that you have. In my case I have named it as test 1 and select the tile. And now we have a beautiful dashboard. So that's the benefit of having Office 365 when all your applications are interconnected, from SharePoint to PowerApps to Power BI to Power Automate, everything. So now let's bring in another chart. So let's click on chart, let's click on Power BI tile, and now I'm going to resize this over here. And I will perform the same process. So I'll select my work. Right, so now we have our dashboard ready. if you want to learn how to build a dashboard in Power BI, I will link a video in the video description where I explain in detail how you can do that. So I will link it in the video description. So once we have all our screens ready, let's start connecting them together. So let's head back to our home screen. And now what we want to do is when our users click on the dashboard over here, we want them to be going to the dashboard screen. So let's go back to home. So let's select the image and change this from image to on select, and let's remove false and let's enter navigate. And the screen that we want to navigate is screen 4. And then we're gonna type none. And we're gonna do the same process for the button as well. So we will click on the button and we will change this to on select. And we will put in the same command. Alright, so now I have entered the same command on select for the button as well. So now when we click on it, so whenever we click anywhere on this area, it will route us directly to the dashboard screen. And so over here we will put a back button so that we can navigate easily to the home screen. So let's go back. And first let's complete the home screen. So now we will select the remaining 3 buttons and we will set the on select to the relevant screens. And for the second one, I have selected the screen 1, and then I'm going to close the brackets, and I'm going to do the same process for the button as well. So I'm going to change this to on select. Alright, perfect. So I'll perform the same process for the remaining 2 buttons as well. Alright, so now I have set the navigation path for these buttons. So now in the remaining screens, let's set a back button so that it takes us back to the home page. So now I'm gonna click this and I'm gonna resize this. And I'm gonna just align this in the middle, and over here under the icons I will be selecting the back button. So I will select this one, the left, and I will place it accordingly, and I'll resize this a bit, and I'll change the color of this arrow from blue, I will change it to white. And now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to set its navigation path. So on select, we want it to navigate to our home screen. And yeah, perfect. So now what we're going to do is we're going to just copy this and we're going to paste this in the remaining screens as well. Let's head to screen number 4 and I'm going to paste the back button over here, and let's go back to our last screen and I'm going to paste the back button over here. Alright, perfect. Now let's test it. So let's go back to the home screen and let's click on play. So when we click on the dashboard, it takes us to the dashboard, and when we click on back, it goes back to the home button. And in similar way, it takes us to our inventory data, and when we click back, it takes it back. And so is a similar case for the contact screen as well. Okay, perfect. Now let's start working on all items screen. Alright, so this is the entire database that we have, and if I just play it, over here it will show us all the records. We can edit it, we can delete it, we can go back, and we can add a new record as well. Alright, so now let's add the search button. So by default, this search button does not work if you want to search in multiple columns, and there is another limitation to this entire gallery is that it can only search up to 500 rows. That's one of the limitations of the gallery. There is a workaround for that. The first step that you need to do is go to File, then go to Settings, then scroll down to the bottom. As you can see over here, the data row limit is set to 500. What you can do is you can increase this limit up to 2000. Even if you try to increase further, it will say that it needs to be below 2000. So this is the first thing that you can do. So set the data row limit up to 2000. Once you have done that, you can close this. And there is another thing that we need to do over here. So the second thing that we need to do is we need to change the search criteria for the browse gallery. So once you click on that, paste this command in the items under the items section. So what we are doing is we are basically filtering the data from the source, which is our inventory, which is the SharePoint list. What we are using is we are utilizing an amazing function which is called the StartsWith. This is a lifesaver. And what we are doing is, in my case, I have tech1, that's the assigned to section in my SharePoint list, and the title is my the model number of. And so what I'm doing is I'm searching multiple columns. I'm also searching the assigned to. I'm also searching the title. And if you want, you can add even the third option as well by just adding the starts with again. So over here we are utilizing the OR function. And once you do this, you would be able to search as many records as possible through delegation. And we are utilizing the StartsWith function over here. And that's how you overcome the 500 row limit. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to add a barcode scanner. So now in the screen 3, I've expanded this under the edit form over here on the left hand side. What we are going to do is under serial number, we are going to add a barcode scanner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this data box, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert under media. I will be inserting a barcode scanner. I'm going to click unlock and add, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to place it over here. Alright, so once we have placed it, so the name of the barcode scanner over here is Barcode Scanner 1. So what we're going to do is we're going to set this box value to the barcode scanner. So we're going to highlight this box. As of right now, the value is set to parent.default. We're going to change that, and we're going to set it as the Barcode Scanner 1. So whatever we scan, it's going to come under this, and it's going to be saved to our SharePoint list. So now after inserting and after setting the value for the scan for the barcode scanner, what we're going to do is we're going to change this color of the entire app. We're going to change from blue, we're going to change it to purple. So what I'm going to do is under screen 3, I'm going to select this option, rectangle quick action bar 3, and I'm going to change the color to purple. And I'm going to do the same step for the remaining screens as well. So let's go back to screen number 1, and I'm going to select this, and I'm going to change the color to purple. Let's do that for screen 2 as well. Screen 4 is already set, and let's change it for the last screen, which is screen number 5. I'm going to select this and I'm going to change the color to purple. Alright, perfect. So now let's see and let's play the app and let's see what modifications do we need to do further. So now when we click on dashboard, it gives us our beautiful dashboard over here. That's perfect, and our back button is working fine. When we click on all items, it gives us our entire database. Now this is search function is working perfectly fine, so let's test it. So what we're going to do is we're going to find tech2 entries over here, and it gives us all the tech2 entries. Now if we want to find all the title entries, which is our model number in this case, I'm going to do is I'm going to type Dell. So it's going to give me all the entries which start with Dell. Perfect. So our search function is working fine. We have the back button here, back to our dashboard, and we have our refresh button, and from here we can add new item, and our scan button is here and it's working perfectly fine. We can add the items. That's perfect. So let's head back. And when we select our scan barcode screen, it gives us to our new entry where we can scan the item and we can enter the information and submit to our SharePoint list. That's perfect. And now let's close this. And when we click on contact, it takes us to our email screen where we can email the vendor by typing the email address and subject line and the message, and we can send it directly. Alright, perfect. So our inventory management app is ready and it's entirely cloud-based. You can access this app using a mobile app or a tablet, and you can access the backend database directly on SharePoint List. And the beauty of this dashboard is you can easily manage and track all the assets in your organization in an effective manner. You have your dashboards where you can see the entire information as to which items are in storage, which items are low in stock, and you can directly email the vendor by using the contact option, and you can even scan the barcode, which is very useful for the field technicians when they go to different buildings. They can just scan the barcode from the item and it will directly be entered into the database. If you found this video helpful, hit the like and subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the bell notifications icon for instant notifications as I post these kind of helpful videos every week. If you have any questions, please leave a comment, and if you have any suggestions for future videos that you would like to see, please do mention in the comment section. And if you have a new project that you are working for your company, or if you are a freelancer and you need help with, please do mention in the comment section and I will try to answer to the best way I can. Alright, thank you for watching. Have a great day, guys.